What's up, you guys? OperationGamer here, and welcome to the first episode of the Video Game Roundup. Yes, I know it's a dumb name, but so is my YouTube name, so I really don't care at this point. First off, I'd like to apologize if I'm a little stuffy. I'm currently still on the downward slope of dealing with my COVID, so I should be feeling better by the time the next episode of this comes out. But if you are unfamiliar on what this series is going to be, last month, as of recording this video, I did a whole series where I showed you guys my entire video game collection, and that was in preparation for this series. Basically, what I want to do is I want to show you guys the games that are officially coming into my collection, because I've been collecting games for a while now. Added some new video games every month or so, depending on my financial situation. So every month or every couple months, I'm going to be turning on the camera and showing you guys what games are coming into my collection as well. Just for some video ideas, streaming ideas, anything like that. That's the biggest reason why I did my other series. So we're going to be showing you guys the stuff that I have here today. I got a couple NES games, some SNES games, a couple PS3 games, and some other various video games that I'll be showing you guys today. And this is going to be for both new games that are be coming into my collection, as well as games that I officially get completed. And yeah, and once again, I apologize that I'm a little stuffy. We did just record an I Spy video for the main video of this month, so if you want to go check that out, I really appreciate it. Should be coming up before this video goes out. Had a lot of fun with it, but if you guys want to go see that, cool, awesome. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here. That's enough intro. If you guys have any questions, please just let me know in the comments below. I'll try to answer you. First things first, we're going to start with our NES collection. As you know, I only had one NES game in my original collection. That was just the normal Final Fantasy. Now I have Final Fantasy II. This is a fan-translated pack. As whoever doesn't know, or if you do know, we never got the original Final Fantasy II on the NES over here in the West. Unfortunately, that got translated into Final Fantasy IV. Same thing with 3, got translated to Final Fantasy VI. So we did get the fan-translated version of both Final Fantasies II and Final Fantasy III. Both of these cartridges work great so far from what I've seen. I played a little bit of 3, a little further in 3, just because this is a version I kind of want to play. A lot of people were yelling at me that I used the DS remake, when that was the only thing that I had to actually play that. So I'm actually going to be playing the original right now. Well, not right now. I got other stuff that I got to do. But yeah, both of these cost me like 20, 25 bucks. I think it was only like 20 bucks each. They took a while to get here, but they both work great, and I'm really appreciative of that. So yeah, these are going on the shelf, and I'll be playing through these before I make an official, like, updated Final Fantasy list. But along with those fan-translated stuff, we also have Final Fantasy V as well. As far as I'm aware, this isn't really that different than the PS1 port. A lot of people were yelling at me that I didn't play the Game Boy Advance, but I'm like, I had my rules set. But yeah, Final Fantasy V is another one that I really wanted to have on my shelf as well. Mostly just for collector's sake. I mean, I'll probably play through it again, but I don't fully know. But yeah, all these fan-translated packs, like I said, they're only like 20, 25 bucks a piece, and they got here kind of late, but honestly, they work really well, and I'm really happy to have these on my shelf. In other Final Fantasy news, I also have the PS Vita version of Final Fantasy X. Now, the biggest reason why I have this one in particular is I was trying to get the Platinum Trophy for Final Fantasy X, and everyone knows that big of a fucking thing you have to go through. That was fun. I do have a reaction for me beating the final boss and actually finally getting the Platinum Trophy, and I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do the video around it. But it is just a game cartridge and a redemption code for Final Fantasy X-2 that does not work anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I mostly just have this for my collector's sake, and the biggest reason why I needed this was because I forgot a couple of the Albed primers in some areas that aren't accessible to you in the end game, so I had to play through some of this while I was at work. Unfortunately, this version doesn't let you swap out the soundtrack, and I'm a little annoyed. I think the original Final Fantasy X soundtrack a little bit better than the remastered. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but yeah. Anyway, Final Fantasy X, just adding to my various Final Fantasy X collection that I have. Next up, we're going to be going through the PS3 games that I have right here. A couple of these I'll just kind of do together. We have the God of War collection as well as God of War 3. Both of these are going to be complete in box. This guy's case is a little cracked, unfortunately, but nothing that I can't replace. But yeah, both of these complete in box, which is really, really nice. I got these at a pawn shop for fairly cheap. Oh, by the way, the Final Fantasy X and X-2 I got on eBay for like 20 bucks. But yeah, I got these for pretty cheap. A friend from a pawn shop hooked me up on these guys, so I paid really, really cheap for them. And yeah, I've been wanting to get into the God of War series for a minute. I own the one on the PS4, but I've never played the original ones. I'm pretty sure at the same pawn shop, last time I checked, which was like a month ago, unfortunately. They had the PS2 versions of these also complete in box, which I might go down there and snag, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, hopefully I'll be adding those to my collection, but yeah, I have the God of War stuff that I will be trying at some point. And lastly, on the PS3 stuff, we have the Devil May Cry trilogy. I think I have this on the PS4. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's complete in box or not. I don't know if there's a manual or anything that's supposed to go with it. But yeah, with the HD collection for Devil May Cry, it's got 1, 2, and 3 special edition, I believe it is. I've been intrigued by the Devil May Cry series. I've heard it was good, but I've never officially like taken the big deep dive into Devil May Cry. So I did get it, and hopefully I will be starting it here soon once I'm kind of done with all this other crap that I have to do. But yeah, Devil May Cry is here for the PS3 collection. Now we're getting into some handhelds. One of these I actually did just order a case for, so that will be making an appearance in the next video game roundup, and I won't be revealing that in this video. But first up, we have Super Mario 64 DS. I have been wanting this game ever since I was a kid. Ever since I first got my DS, I've been wanting this game just to have. And I found it at a pawn shop, and they hooked me up with a pretty good deal on it. But yeah, we have the Super Mario DS. I know it's a little hard to see on the camera if it can fucking focus. Focus, you bitch. Focus, damn it. It doesn't want to focus. But yeah, Super Mario 64 on the DS is here. These next couple of games I'm going to kind of do together. These guys were actually brought into a pawn shop. And one of them wasn't working, and the other one didn't have the case. So the pawn shop didn't want it, and they got very upset, and they just left them. So they were just like, I was just in the pawn shop, and they were just like, do you want these? I'm like, I mean, yeah, sure, if you guys aren't going to pay for them. So first things first, we have the Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, right? Yeah. So this is the one that claimed wasn't working. So I was like, I mean, yeah, if you guys don't want it, I'll take it. So I brought it home. I popped it into my 3DS, and it fucking worked. It works. So that was an interesting find. And the other one that didn't have its case is Assassin's Creed Bloodlines for the PSP. From what I understand, pawn shops are very, very picky about having the case for these guys. So, yeah, so not having the case and not wanting it was just kind of a win for me, I guess. I'm trying to find the case. This one isn't the one that I'm trying to find the case. Well, I'm trying to find the case, but they're really hard to find on eBay. Yeah, both of these games were basically just free handouts that I got. It was pretty cool. We got some more Final Fantasy stuff here. We have Final Fantasy VI Advance. Fucking finally. I have been trying to get my hands on a copy of this game for God knows how long without them being super, super fucking expensive. On fucking Amazon, when I was first trying to find all the Final Fantasy games, they were asking like $100 for one copy of this. And I'm like, I am not doing that. Someone was selling this on eBay for like 50-60 bucks, and I'm like, I'm copying that. I'm fucking copying that. That is a hell of a deal. So yep, Final Fantasy VI Advance is on here. It works just fine. I haven't done a full playthrough of it yet, but it's here in case I want to. The last Game Boy game that I want to reveal on here for you guys is Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion 2004. This game I've actually been looking for at least a few months at this point. Biggest reason why is I had a stepbrother, as I've mentioned before. who was really into Yu-Gi-Oh, kind of got me into Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit. And he had this game, and I played the crap out of this game, and he took it with him. So I've been looking for a replacement copy for a while. Yeah, it came across in a pawn shop. They hooked me up pretty well. And then it was actually really funny because there's a what the fuck is it called? A retro game shop that I frequent a lot, and I kept going in there trying to look for this fucking game, and they never had it. And the moment after I found this game and bought it, they had a copy, and I was just like, I bought it for super cheap. Shuck it. But yeah, as for Game Boy games, I'm not really worried about completing these. Maybe I'll look for like manuals and that kind of stuff, but like, it's mostly just a box, and I feel like you're not really gonna find a whole lot of replacements for a box, or I don't want to pay like fucking $30 to $40 for a box. Like I'll pay for manuals as long as they're at a good deal, but I'm not really worried about replacing boxes. So yeah, I'm okay with some loose Game Boy games. All right, these last 3 games came from a retro GameStop. They not GameStop, god damn it. Came from that retro game shop that I was talking about that I kind of frequent a bit. They were having a buy 2 get 1 free deal. They have deals all the time, and when they do go on, I think some of the games in there are pretty overpriced. I'm not gonna lie, but some of them, cause like I use price charting and that kind of stuff, and cause some of them are like $5 to $10 over what they charge on price charting. But some of them are also kind of cheaper, I guess, when the prices kind of fluctuate. So these, I know some of these were a little overpriced that I have in here, but one of them was for free, and that one was kind of underpriced. So at that point, I'm like, you know what, that kind of evens it out. But the first thing that I have here is Tomb Raider for the PS1. The jewel case, unfortunately, is cracked, but it's still got the contents and stuff inside. I'm a little weary on this copy, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if the title is supposed to be cut off like that. I could be wrong. But everything else looks to be in good shape. I played the Tomb Raider games on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. I know these ones are drastically different, but I've always been curious about the older Tomb Raider games. So I definitely want to try to build up a collection of that. And the disc is in alright condition. I've seen worse from coming from a PS1 title. But yeah, Tomb Raider on the PS1. Next up, we have Epic Mickey. This one was kind of a weird one, I'll be honest with you. But I've heard good things about Epic Mickey, and it was actually really funny because when I got home and my girlfriend was looking over my stash, she looked at it and I was like, I played that when I was a kid. I don't know why I'm not remembering this until now. By the way, I'm stealing that and buying it, and and playing it. I'm like, fuck, okay, you do you. But yeah, this one does come complete in box as well. We got the manual and everything for it. Yeah, Epic Mickey. It looks interesting, so I can't wait to give it a shot. Last but not least, I know this game is bad. I've heard bad things about this game. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly for the GameCube. This copy is actually in pretty good shape. It's got its manual and everything for it. The disc is actually really clean. This unfortunately was the most expensive one out of the bunch, so I really had to find other games that would have had to been free with that bundle in order to justify buying this. Mostly because I do want to take a deep dive into the older Spyro games at some point, and I heard some really bad things about this one. So I'm gonna give this one a shot at some point once I kind of do that deep dive. But yeah, I think this one was like 20 bucks. I think I got the whole pack right there for like 40 bucks. So like 2 of them were a little overpriced, and then 1 of them was a little underpriced, so I was able to even it out somewhat. But yeah, that is the last game of this pile, which is Enter the Dragonfly. Definitely a much shorter video compared to my other ones, obviously. I mean, you know, comparing like 15 games or so here to like 100 in the other one, it's definitely going to make it a much shorter video. And that's kind of what I want to do. These videos are going to be a lot shorter than my original content, just for someone to be like, oh hey, he's got the video game roundup, boom. And I know I probably could have filmed this when I was much better, This is a build up between August and September is when this was. But like this pile has literally been screaming at me for God knows how long, and I have been needing to reorganize my shelves over here. So honestly, this was kind of necessary, and I'm starting to kind of clear up, so I wanted to make this video for you guys. Also, this is the second take because the first time I went through this, my fucking audio got corrupted, so that was fun to deal with. But yeah, that was that. I'm hoping to do this either every month or bi-monthly. I really don't want to do one of these videos if it's only like 3 games. I want it to be like somewhat chunky. So like if it's like between 5 to 10 games or so, maybe a little more, that I want to show off to you guys. I'm not going to build up like 3 or 4 months worth of games and then do it all, but like at least have these small videos for you guys to enjoy while you guys are waiting for my next big project. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys doing that. YouTube, follow me on Twitter at OperationGamer1, all that cool stuff. And if this is something you want to see continue, please let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions or suggestions for games that you do want me to try to pick up, please let me know. And if you guys missed the big I show you guys my entire game collection series, please make sure to view it in the playlist. I got a whole playlist for that. It's like 3 or 4 hours worth of content, so good luck with that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.